In today's video, we're going to take a look at what, for me, are the top 5 gaming mice of 2022. It's not a ranking based on quality-price ratio or whether they are cheap or expensive, or anything like that. These are simply the 5 mice that, in my opinion, will give you the best performance when it comes to playing and achieving the best possible results. We're going to see them ranked from the cheapest to the most expensive, and I remind you that to check their current price, I have left the links to Amazon for all the mice. So, with that said, let's get started. In 5th place, and I suppose surprising some, we have the Razer Viper Mini. I say surprising because it's an extremely cheap mouse to be in the top 5, but I really think it deserves to be here. It's a wired mouse, unlike the other 4 in the video, and that's why it's priced lower. But if you combine it with a bungee to keep the cable out of the way, there isn't too much of a difference. Aesthetically, we have a fairly typical mouse. The silhouette of the Viper is already well known, and as I've said in some videos, it's very good if your grip is fingertip or claw, but not so much if you use palm grip, especially with this one, which is a fairly small mouse. But still, we have a fairly nice-looking mouse with the only disadvantage that it's only available in black. I think a Mercury version of this would have been a huge success, but anyway, it also has RGB in the logo and a small line on the bottom. As for the sensor, we have an optical one that reaches 8,500 pis, which, although it's the lowest number in the video by far, we really don't need more. The sensor is precise, and nobody is capable of playing at such high pis efficiently. The switches are optical, and the cable is the Razer SPI, which, honestly, is one of my favorite cables. It also has 6 programmable buttons and built-in memory. But let's move on to the characteristic that makes a, in quotes, cheap mouse in this top, and that is basically its weight, which is only 61 grams lighter than some of the following ones. As much as some may not admit it, having a lightweight mouse gives an advantage. It's undeniable, and for me, it's the most important characteristic for having good precision with a mouse. So, for me, the Razer Viper Mini is among the top 5 gaming mice currently available. And in fact, for me, it's the best cheap gaming mouse on the market. In 4th place, we have the Pulsar X Lite Square V. In terms of aesthetics, it's super different from the previous one and practically all the ones on the market. It has holes in the cover, but not the honeycomb panel as is usually seen, but in small horizontal rectangles. The silhouette itself is not so different from others that we will see, but the design, aesthetically speaking, some will love it and others will hate it, but personally I quite like this difference from the previous one. And like all the following ones, it no longer has any type of LED lighting. It is also worth mentioning that we have several color variants, available in white, black, red, and blue. A very positive point that the previous one did not have. The Pulsar X Lite V is a wireless mouse and its battery life is up to 70 hours, which is quite good. The optical sensor in this case is somewhat superior and can reach 20,000 p, although in my opinion, this dart itself is not too important. All the sensors of today's mice of this type give excellent performance, and simply by using it, it would be impossible to appreciate any difference. Although certainly in some more technical tests, some differences are demonstrated. But hey, I'm not going to go into that. It features a Skype GM8.0 switch. The silhouette is quite comfortable. All buttons are programmable and well, we end with what you care about the most, I think, the weight, which is 59 grams, 2 less than the previous one, but the difference is actually greater since this one does not have a cable. Really? In the weight range between 50 and 70 grams, it's great. The closer it gets to 50, the better for me, but hey, if one likes one more than the other, even if it weighs 1 or 2 grams less, don't worry because you won't notice it. So for me, it's a very good option nowadays. The value for money is quite good, but it would be difficult for me to decide between this one and the next one. And if it would be difficult for me to decide, it is because in third place, we have the Logitech G Pro X Superlight, a mouse that is very similar to the previous one in absolutely everything. Price, silhouette, and weight. This is the most famous gaming mouse currently, I would say, and honestly, it's not surprising because it took a big step and, I would say, was the inspiration for the rest of the mice in the video. Aesthetically, what can I say that you don't already know? It's a silhouette that we've seen before and very similar to the previous one. Although clearly without any holes, it's a super simple silhouette but one that you can't help but like. It doesn't have any LED lighting or anything too flashy, but what you do have are 4 color variants. It's available in white, black, pink, and the latest color that Logitech released, red. For me, the pink is really amazing. I don't have it because it wouldn't match anything in my setup, but I think it's a great color. Again, we have a wireless mouse with a battery life of up to 70 hours, exactly the same as the previous one. The sensor is the well-known Hero 25K, which as its name suggests, reaches 25,600 dpi and has exceptional performance. It has 5 programmable buttons, integrated memory, PT skates, and what matters most to you. Lastly, the weight, which in this case is 63 grams, being the heaviest so far in the video, but really just by 2 grams. It's a somewhat ridiculous difference. There's not much more I can say about this mouse that you don't already know. A safe option with which it's impossible to go wrong. Its silhouette is also very comfortable for a palm grip, so if you're a bit more casual and use this grip, it will be good for you. But if you want a top-notch mouse, it's one of the best options, if not the best, in terms of which one to buy. Between third and the previous one, as I said, it seems like a very difficult decision. So, given the similarity between the two, I would say to go with the one that is cheaper at that time. In second place is the Razer Viper V2 Pro. This is currently the mouse that I use. When it was first released, I criticized its price as excessive, like all the new mice from major brands, but now it has dropped a bit. It still doesn't have the price that these simple mice should have, but it is a bit more affordable. There isn't much to say aesthetically. It has the classic Viper silhouette, although in this case there are 2 color variants, black and white. In the past, the white versions of the Viper line were the Mercury, which was white with touches of gray, but with the Viper V2 Pro they finally released a completely white version, no gray. Aesthetically, it's more daring and has more personality than the previous one, but I understand that some people may not like it, although personally, I have to say that I love it. The silhouette is not as comfortable for palm grip as the previous one, but it is more comfortable for claw or fingertip grip. Like the previous model, it's a wireless mouse with a battery life of up to 80 hours, 10 more than the previous version. Its sensor, the Focus Pro 30 Kelvin, as its name suggests, reaches 30,000 dpi. I have to say that for me, this is the best gaming sensor available, mainly because of some tests that I have seen. However, in the real world, as I said before, it's impossible to notice the real difference between these sensors. It has 5 programmable buttons, integrated memory, 3rd generation optical switches, which I would also say are the best on the market, and the weight is only 58 grams, making it the lightest mouse in the entire video. For me, it's a great gaming mouse, but if you're going to use the same mouse for everything and use your PC for productivity or other tasks, it wouldn't be my choice because it's not the most comfortable silhouette. And this, what I just told you, the comfort issue, is fixed by the mouse in first place. The new Razer DeathAdder V3 Pro that has everything we need for maximum gaming performance, but with a much more ergonomic silhouette. And for me, I must say that currently it seems to be the best option. Aesthetically, I have to say that it's not that I love it. It's an extremely simple mouse that doesn't do much for me. It's available in white and black, and I don't find either color fascinating, but that's just my personal opinion. In this regard, the silhouette, as I said, is the most relevant aspect of the mouse, as it's practically a Viper V Pro, but ergonomic. And that's why I like it so much, and I think I'm going to switch from my Viper V Pro to this DeathAdder V Pro soon. The sensor is exactly the same as the previous one, the Focus Pro 30K, which, as I said, is my favorite sensor today. It has 5 programmable buttons, integrated memory, 3rd generation optical switches. In short, it's the same as the previous one. The only variation, apart from the silhouette, is the weight, which is 5 grams heavier. So the total weight of the mouse is 63 grams. Yes, 5 grams may be noticeable if you have them side by side and are looking for the smallest difference, but honestly, the comfort you gain in exchange for those 5 grams seems like a good deal to me. If you're looking for a mixed mouse that's comfortable and the best for gaming, this is your mouse. However, if you're looking for the maximum performance and the minimum weight possible, in that case, the previous Viper V Pro is objectively superior, although in reality, I don't think you'll notice the difference. So, we've seen what, for me, are the 5 best gaming mice on the market today. I remind you that in the video description you have links to all the mice to check their current price or to get one if you've decided. I just have to ask you to give me a like if you liked the video and to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of the next videos. Upgrade Hub wishes you an excellent day, and we'll see you in the next video.